Yay! It's Friday night. Woo! All right, so let's just talk about the elephant in the room. First of all, I don't sound like normal because I'm sick, but I'm feeling a lot better than I was earlier this week. So before we get too far into it, I know somebody's going to ask the question because that is just the way the world is. No, it's not what you think it is. It's just a plain old cold. Trust me, I took all the tests. Everything's fine. I actually woke up today with a little bit more, well, I shouldn't say a little bit, I should say a whole lot more energy than I have had in a couple of days. I've taken a couple of days off work and I've just kind of literally lounged around the house. I watched all of the Gilded Age. I've been catching up on the San Diego Zoo series. It's been great. But today I had a bit of energy. By the end of the day of work, I did need a little nappy nap. But here I am, rested up and ready to go. Hey friends, welcome to Friday night. It is the weekend and I am so happy that you are here with me. If you're new around here, welcome. My name is Becca, and every Friday night at 8 o'clock p.m., we go live right here on YouTube, and we have kind of like a sewing room. This is just a way for us to gather and do something crafty and laugh at my stupidity and just have a lot of fun. So I hope you'll enjoy your time here with us tonight. If you like what you see, the best way to compliment me is to give me a big thumbs up down below and hit that subscribe button. And yeah, that's about it. We'll have a few friends that are in the chat. Their names are a bold blue and it has a little wrench off to the right of it. They are either my mom, Nancy Sexton, or some friends that have channels of their own, and they are here with me on Friday nights to help moderate the chat, answer any questions that you have. And if there's something that really needs to be brought to my attention, Tiffany has a back door to me. I think Teresa does too, but they have a way to get a hold of me even though the camera's rolling. So just there you go. But the reason why I bring all that up is because they all have YouTube channels of their own, and I like to support other channels just as much as I like to support my own. So if you want to check out their channels as a way of saying thank you for being awesome moderators here on SEWBECCA, the best way you can do that is by checking out their channel, watching their videos, and giving them a little subscription as well. You can get a link to all of their social media by using one of their commands. If you do exclamation friends in the chat, you'll get each of their individual commands. We usually have Teresa and Tiffany here, and then Ian is usually popping in and out. Eric, I believe, is here as well. So there's several of them. If you use exclamation friends, you'll get all of their codes and you can find their channels. So what are we going to work on tonight? Well, it's been a minute since I've done one of these. I am taking another Cotton Cuts challenge. I used to do this before I moved. I love my Cotton Cuts boxes. I love the Puzzle Mystery Quilts, like #1 fan. Absolutely, hands down, #1 fan. And if you, by the way, don't get the Puzzle Mystery Quilt, signups are still open for the next one that's going to start shipping in July of 2022. I think they'll ship at the end of July, if I'm not mistaken. There's still some colorways available. I'm going to do a size large in the colorway Nirvana, and I do think Nirvana is sold out, but I am going to do a large, and I'm going to sew all of those clues on a live stream, so you'll see minute by minute in real time how the clues go together. So if this is something you want to do with me, it's like a block of the month for 10 months, you can hop over to cottoncuts.com and sign up. If you use exclamation PMQ in the chat, you'll get a link for that. And if you use my code Becca Piazza, Piazza. I think I might have to update the command for that, but if you use my command, I don't get a payment or anything, but Cotton Cuts knows that you're sewing with me, and it allows them to track how many people are using my code and drives whether or not I'll be invited back as an ambassador for future sew-alongs. But more importantly, and this is really all you should care about, you get a free gift. Who doesn't like free stuff? Use my code, get free stuff. Janine Pfeiffer says, I love the Looney Tunes shirt. Thank y'all. Thank you very much. I saw Donna Forrest was here in the chat. I haven't seen her in a hot minute. Welcome to the live stream, Donna Forrest. Make sure you're still subscribed. It's been a minute. She's been, I'm sure, pretty busy on Friday nights, but she's missed us for a little while. I'm happy you're back. I gotta stay hydrated, y'all. All right. So what I'm going to be working on tonight, like I said, is a Cotton Cuts challenge. The Cotton Cuts challenge, what is that? Well, I challenge myself to make something using the fabric that's in my cotton cuts box. And sometimes I go pretty drastic on my challenge. And sometimes I'm like, I just need to use one piece. Tonight, I'm challenging myself to make something using only the fabric that's in my cotton cuts box, which equals about 3 yards of fabric. Nothing else, no other backgrounds. Maybe once the quilt is put together, I will decide whether or not I want to put a border on it. But I'm only using the 6 half-yard cuts that were in my cotton cuts box. And this is what I'm going to do, and you can do it with me. I've cut all 6 of my half-yard cuts down to 2.5-inch strips by width of fabric. And do you know what? 6 times... Sorry, I get 7 strips for each fabric. I had to do the math. Do you know what 7 times 6 is? That's right, 42. I have 42 strips of fabric, 2.5 inches by width of fabric. That is 1 jelly roll. You can do this quilt too and get a far scrappier version of it. If you go to your shelf right now, get yourself a jelly roll, come sit down at the table. You don't have to do anything other than open the jelly roll. I've done all of my work to catch up with where you already are. So go do that. Yeah. Right now. I see you. Stop thinking about it. Just randomly grab one, open it up, and let's sew. I'm going to read the chat for a couple of minutes. Ian is here. He's not feeling so well. He actually put this out on social media, so I think it's okay to say, but he does have the thing that I do not have. So I'm sure he appreciates all the well wishes, love, hugs, prayers, support, all of those things for a speedy recovery for Mr. Ian. Diolinda says, hi, everyone. I'm watching just for a few before going to bed. And Vicky McFarland says, I can hardly wait till the replay. Well, I can't wait for the bedtime. That's what I can't wait for. Did I make my shirt? No, I got this from Torrid. Let's see who else is in the chat. My favorite format. So I'm going to do a lot of that tonight, and I'm sorry if it disgusts you, but I am as decongested as I can get. By the way, did you know, because I didn't, Mucinex, the dosage is 2 of those bad boys. Forever, I've only been taking 1, and I'm like, oh, it works a little bit, but it doesn't work all the way. Oh, no. You need to take 2, and then, man, it clears you up. Unfortunately, talking, for whatever reason, produces yuckiness. So I'll be wiping my nose and stuff throughout the live stream. Sorry. All right, let's get started. So what am I going to do? I have got 42 strips of fabric that measure 2.5 inches. And I am going to give you the overhead view. You like that? Yeah, you do. You like that. You like that camera angle, don't you? Don't you? I'm going to show you all of the fabric that I got in my cotton cuts box so you can just ooh and ah over how beautiful this is going to be. Now, I only have 6 fabrics represented here, so it's not going to be as scrappy as I would like it to be, but I think it's going to work out okay. Let's see if I can get all 6 of these on here. I think I'm going to be hanging over just a bit. These are actually Hoffman digital prints. I know. I looked at them and I was like, ooh, I got batiks. And then I touched it. I was like, nope, that's not a batik. But it doesn't feel like normal printing cotton either. It has a different feel to it entirely. And they are just absolutely beautiful. This kind of reminds me a little bit of like that Dusk to Dawn batik line that our friend Monique Jacobs has curated, or not curated, has designed for us. It kind of reminds me a little bit of that. So yeah, like just absolutely beautiful. I'll put it down here. And then there you go. See, look at that palette. Isn't that gorgeous? What do you guys think? And then Tiffany's Quilting Life says, no need to be sorry, Becca. We all have buggers and nose farts. Somebody asked, what is your rotary cutter sitting on? So this is a little round coaster that I crocheted, and this is my clapper. This is my 6.5-inch clapper. Maybe it's a 6-inch clapper, but it is my clapper, and you can get these from a local artisan that's in my area. And yeah, he makes these by hand and sells them in a variety of sizes. If you want to check out his Etsy shop, highly encourage you to do that. Exclamation clapper in the chat will get you a link to his Etsy store. Hard Rock Woodworks on Etsy. Can't say enough good things about him. He also makes these bad boys. Check that out. And he does them as a single and a double. So I can have like, actually, I think I'll switch out to the double now. But I could have two things sitting there, which is really nice. So I usually keep this in the throat of my machine with my seam ripper on it, so it's always handy. But yeah, Hard Rock Woodworks, exclamation clapper in the chat will get you a link to a store that is not an affiliate link. I did get some of these products for free, but I had also bought some from him first. And that's not an affiliate link, so I don't get any kickback. I'm just promoting his shop because I believe in promoting small business when I can. Okay, I am going to do that heavy breathing a lot tonight because talking wins me. So please forgive me if there are moments of silence where you just hear the sewing machine going. Do you have your strips ready? Yes, you do, because you grabbed a jelly roll, didn't you? And you opened it, didn't you? Yeah. And it doesn't matter the order that they're in. You're just going to pull them right off of the jelly roll, one strip at a time. You're not going to overthink this. It's going to be fabulous. And by the way, if you are glutton for punishment, you can do this with 2.5-inch squares, but you're going to need a crap ton of them. So, just saying. What I'm going to do to start off the project is I'm going to make 14 strip sets that have 3 strips apiece. That's all I'm going to do. I'm not going to overthink how I'm putting them together. The only rule that I'm going to have for myself, because I only have 6 fabrics represented here, is that I don't want 2 fabrics touching in my strip set. And that's it. That's the only rule I have. So I'm just going to start picking up and lining up these strips. And I'm going to sew it right sides together, right along this nice long side. No thinking, just sewing. Isn't that the best kind of project, right? Where it's just like mindless sewing, and you can go for literally days because I don't know where I put my seam guide. You can literally go for days because it's just a long seam. Yeah, it's great, right? Yeah, it's great. Let's go over to the sewing machine. I'm going to move this out of the way so that we can actually see what I'm sewing. And here we go. I'm just going to sew. I'm just going to sew. Look at this. It's not even 8:30 and we're already to the sewing part. What? What on the green earth? I am trying to manage my strips because they're all tangled down here. So I'm just going to go a little bit, untangle, go a little bit more. If I didn't have as big of a belly as I did now, I could probably let it sit in my lap. But the reality is I have a big belly. And I can't let the fabric sit in my lap because it gets hung between my lap, or I'm sorry, my stomach and the edge of my sewing table. So I have to go a little bit untangle and then go a little bit more. Oh, shoot. So you guys saw my mom was in the chat tonight. She is coming tomorrow, and I don't know how long she'll be staying, but it'll be a little while. By the way, how big is what you're making going to be, Becca? Well, I'm going to have 9 by 9, and the squares are going to be 6 inches finished. So 9 times 6 is 54, so 54 by 54 before borders. Sizable. All right, so now I've got, you can see in this view here, I've got one strip set, or I've got 2 pieces sewn together. I'm just going to pick up a 3rd piece, and it doesn't matter which one it is, as long as it's not going to be the same as the other one that I'm sewing it to. And I'm just going to sew it to the next one. And we're just going to do this 14 times. Rich Ridley said, "Me too, Becca." right? Those bellies get in the way. Oh, Vicky McFarland said, ooh, I just got off watching Jenny Doan making a crumb quilt. So this block you're doing is going to be fun to make as I'm doing the crumb quilt. Nice. I am hoping that this will be a scrap-tastic quilt when it's done. So my inspiration for this is, number one, I wanted to make some 9 patches and I wanted them to be easy to make. And I saw at a guild meeting a couple of weeks ago, somebody shared a quilt that they won that was made by somebody else in the guild, and it was a postage stamp quilt. And there were so many 1-inch squares on that, and I was like, wouldn't it be great to kind of do something like that? Also, I feel like when you make a quilt, if you want it to be used, you got to make it look scrappy, because otherwise people think it can't be used. I feel like that's every quilt I've ever given. If it has a pretty design to it, I never see anybody use it. So I'm just kind of like, okay. So my thought is, if I want this one to be used, then I need to make it look scrappy. All right, so now all of these, by the way, you can press the seams open if you'd like to. I'm just going to finger press the seams out away from the middle strip on about half of them. So 7 of them I'll press out away from the strip set, and 7 of them I will press in towards the middle. And that'll just make it a little bit easier for my seams to nest. If you wanted to press the seams open, then you don't have to worry about thinking through any of that. So I'm just finger pressing first, and then I'm going to fold it. I know you couldn't see because I didn't put the overhead camera up. I'm going to fold it and set it over there. Ian said, I'll use a quilt from you, Becca. Are you shivering? Are you super cold? But I know you would use it anyway. I'd have to make it like 9 feet tall though, because you're super tall. You've had that discussion on videos before about how you're tall and you don't like quilts that can't cover you. Don't forget to sew your opposite so it doesn't sway. Yep. I actually don't really have a problem with mine swaying, especially if I'm only doing a strip set of 3. And that, I think that's because I don't put any tension on this at all. Like, I literally just gently touch the fabric just to keep it going into the machine straight. I don't pull or none of that stuff. But yes, if you have a problem with swaying, don't forget to sew up one side and down the other. Y'all, guess what? I finally got my needle plate removed from the Juki and cleaned out underneath. Oh my goodness. Hey Fallon, how are you tonight? What needle are you using? I see that it appears to be gold color. You guys like this view, don't you? Yeah, you do. You like this view. It is a titanium needle, but it is a high-speed needle. It's the high-speed needle that you need for the Jukis and Brothers and whatever that go ridiculous speeds. I'm going to come down from this end this time. Strip set number 2. You know, in my head, when I was thinking about making these strip sets, I was like, oh, this will be done so fast. And then it'll be, most of the live will just be putting the blocks together. I'll be lucky if all the strip sets are done before the live. But we are going to make all of the strip sets, and then I'm going to show you how I'm going to put my block together. We'll make all the strip sets. We will press them, and then I will subcut all of them. That's what I'm going to do on air tonight. And then I will show you how I'm going to make one of my 9-patch blocks. And then basically all I'm going to do is make 81 9-patch blocks and put them together in 9 rows of 9. Yep, yep, yep. Can't wait to see it finished. Me either. Catherine Jolson, hello. How's your mother doing? Well, you can ask her yourself. She's in the chat. She's actually doing quite well. I thought I saw Gia in here too, and I haven't seen her in a little while either. Hello, Gia. What are you making, Becca? Says Sherlock Sews. I am making a scrappy 2.5-inch square patchwork quilt. So basically I am taking 42 2.5-inch strips of fabric, with the fabric of course, and I am sewing them together to make 14 strip sets of 3. And then once I have all these sewn together, I will subcut from each strip set 6 6.5-inch squares. No, is that right? No, that's not right. I will have to go back and do the math. I knew I was going to have something wrong. I will subcut. No, that is right. 6.5-inch squares, I think. I have to go back and look. We'll see. No, that's not right. It's not right. Okay, so 6.5-inch. So 2, 2, 2, 2.5-inch. So I will subcut a bunch of 2.5-inch by 6.5-inch pieces, and then I will sew those together to make my 9 patch. That's what I'll be doing. The block will measure 6.5 inches by 6.5 inches when it's done, but got to get the math right because we want everything to be little squares in this. The squares will all finish, if I do it right, at 2 inches. But I am challenging myself to do this patchy quilt with only 2.5-inch strips for 6 fabrics. So there's going to be a lot of repeated fabric in here. Do you know what else I did over the holiday weekend? I pulled out the long arm, not pulled it out because it's always out. I got on the long arm and I actually practiced some long arm quilting and started using rulers. It was amazing. Hello, Teresa. Hi, Jackie. Welcome to the live stream. I'm not worrying about pressing these too great right now. I'm just trying to press them enough to get them out of the way. And then I'll come in with an iron and press everything and square and cut off all my blocks later. Right now I just want to get my seams sewn. I am using 42 2.5-inch strips of fabric by width of fabric to make 14 strip sets of 3. For those that are just joining the live stream, welcome to Friday night. Get your machine out. Go grab a jelly roll and catch up. Sarah Davidson says, I was in Texas for 3 months and we gifted with a Bernina sewing machine. I have always wanted one. One is 5 years old and I just have to get a power foot. Awesome. Congratulations on that. That's a lovely gift. Greetings from the land of Oz, says Deb Haycock. Hello, Deb. Welcome to Friday night. It's Friday night. I have missed you for a while. Looked like you were doing great. Thank you, Lauren. Handy Quilter has a starter kit that comes with 2 practice panels and a ruler. Yes, it does. I actually got, with mine, I got when I bought mine, the special that they had was the ruler base and some, I think 2 or 3 ruler kits. And then I think I had all the other fun extras that you normally get. But yeah, I had fun playing with those. I have all of the older Angela Walters rulers, and I'm kind of loving them. I want to get the new ones, but I don't have them yet. I need to put them on pre-order. Melissa said, we are fingernail polish twins tonight. We both have pink. Awesome. That's great, Melissa. What do you guys think of this view? Do you like the machine view like this? Nice and close and up close and personal with that needle. Chat is moving too fast for me. I'm out of here for now. We'll catch the replay instead. All right, bye, honey. See you later. There you go. I love seeing all your angles back. Oh, Ian, you had to take it there. You love seeing all my angles, all of them, all 52 of them. What one should I put on next? Let's see. Claire Glover said, it is a great view. Vicky said, I love your nails and I love the view. Awesome. I can't believe, Karen says, I can't believe how well you multitask. I am camping, so I'm just watching tonight. Well, I'm glad you're here. I can't catch every single comment, but I do try to catch some of them. We'll be doing a little bit of show and tell from the Facebook group later tonight. So whatever it is that's got you loving life tonight, crafty, camping, maybe your cat sleeping in a very weird position on your couch where you want to sit next to your husband while you watch a movie. That might be something that happened to me last night. I'd love to see it. So use !Facebook in the chat. That'll give you a link to the Facebook group. You can hop over there, join the group, and post some pictures, and we'll share with the world what you're doing tonight. It's one way that we can all feel a little bit closer together instead of separated by all the airwaves of the interwebs. There we go. Teresa said, it's not easy reading comments and sewing. No, it is not. It can be a bit much, but you seem to be getting the hang of it. Becca, what is the name of that jelly roll? It is not a jelly roll, Susie. This is actually a Hoffman digital print, and I can't remember the name of it. Oh, I'm going to see a piece of it on one of the salvages here. It's Jewel Basics or something like that. Let me see. Nutballs. Hoffman Spectrum Prints. It's Hoffman Fabrics. It is a digital print, and there's only 6. Come on. Come on. Somebody's going to ask again. I need to know. This is a print from 2020. I got all the other information except for the name of the Jewel Basin. I was close. It is called, all 6 of these prints are from a line called Jewel Basin. It is a digital print. Oh, look, and it's right here. Like, it's right there. Hunting for it. Jewel Basin by Hoffman Fabrics. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. What machine are you using? Liz Foley wants to know. I am sewing on a Juki TL 2010Q. This is the same machine that Tiffany has. It is the Juki version of what Teresa has. Also the same machine that Jean Truelove has. Sarah Lawson, like lots of YouTubers out there use this machine, I'm finding. Or a machine equivalent of it. Janome has a version of it. Brother has a version of it. Baby Luck has a version of it. If you're in the market for it, I do have an affiliate link that you can use with So Yeah to pick this up for $9.99. I cut my thread. Go back. Take a few more stitches. Stitch over the place where I have cut the thread. Meow. There we go. Come on. Come on. Get it. There we go. Untangle the last bit of it. Go through the rest of this one. Why do I feel like I have just begun? Oh, wait. I have. I took 6 pieces, 6 half-yard cuts. They are not from my stash. They were from my Cotton Cuts box this month. I get the half-yard cuts usually, and this is what they sent to me. I didn't pick them out at all, actually. And I just decided we were going to see if I could make a quilt with only these fabrics and nothing else. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just trying to make sure that I've got 3 different prints in each one of my strip sets. Each one of my strip sets contains a 2.5 inch by width of fabric strip, 3 of them. I had to turn the fan on in my HVAC unit. I was getting a little hot. Jess Dottie says, I feel like it's been forever since I made a live. Working on a UFO, but excited to make what you were making another day. Well, that's the beauty of the live streams. The replay is always there for you to go back and watch later and tackle. This is a really easy project. You got a jelly roll. I think this will be marvelous with a jelly roll because it's going to be so scrappy. I would love to just dive into a jelly roll and do this. Hello, Joyce. Heading up to my sewing machine. You've inspired me to go sew something. Go get a jelly roll, Janine. Lynn said, you can do it. Bernie says, these are pretty much $9.99 everywhere I've checked. I keep looking for a used one. Okay. Oof, I'm getting warm. Why do I get hot when I do a live stream? I could sit here and sew and I don't get hot, but then I turn on the camera and I'm like, all right, let's see. We're going to go with this one. Maybe so you can see. We'll do that one. We'll do that one. And we'll pull this one. How pretty. We'll do these 3 together. Sherlock Sews is working with a Christmas jelly roll. That's right. Get started on that Christmas sewing. Christmas will be here before you know it. Isn't that sad? Like, I feel like it was just January, and now all of a sudden, here it is, the beginning of June. Katie, are you still in the States, or are you back home now? Power surges, Becca, because women rock. Oh my goodness, you guys. So let's talk about house stuff. When we moved in, our bedroom level, you guys can hear me talking okay over the machine, right? I'm guessing you can because I've got the lapel mic on my shoulder up here. Anyway, when we moved into the home, we moved in at the beginning of November, and the bedroom level was a little chilly compared to the rest of the house. The basement was actually quite warm, and the main level was a little drafty, and then the second story, very drafty. And when we did our home inspection, the gentleman that did our home inspection did tell us that there were gaps and voids in the insulation in the attic, and we would want somebody to take care of that. So that was on our list of things to do. Well, as the warmer days started setting in, we noticed that the basement started getting really cold, and the upstairs was very hot. And when I say very hot, I mean like on a day where it was in the mid 90s, the upstairs would be reading like 83, 84. The thermostat would be set at 72, 70, 72, depending on, where it was. The basement, and so the main, like my husband's office anyway, because that's the only thermostat we had, would be reading about 72 in there. And the basement would be like 68. And we kept going downstairs to where my mom was, and she kept going, I'm freezing. And I'm like, well, I don't know what you want me to do. It's 85 upstairs. So we called an insulation company out here. We actually called like 4 or 5 contractors to get different quotes from them. And the insulation company, that all of them said that we needed more insulation in the attic. We only had like 4 inches, and we needed to have like 16 inches of insulation in the attic. And they all said that we should do this thing called attic seal. And that's where they take spray foam insulation and they seal every nook and cranny where all the walls meet the attic, all the electrical, plumbing, HVAC, all that stuff. And then they also recommended putting in some new baffles, because the baffles are the things that they staple to the plywood of your roof that allow the hot air in the roof to vent out. So they all recommended that we did that. A couple of them also recommended that we put in this radiant barrier, but the guy we ended up going with actually recommended not doing that for several reasons. And he sounded very knowledgeable, and we ended up going with him. It made sense to us. His price was also pretty dang good. It wasn't as cheap as the cheapest guy, but he was using quality materials, which we found out later the cheapest guy was not. And the guy that we went with, they came out on Wednesday and worked half the day and did the insulation in the attic. And OMG, what a difference, you guys. Like, not even a little, like, major difference. I am so happy we did that. Also, we had our furnace serviced, just part of the bi-monthly maintenance plan that you do, right? And the guy came out today, and Jason had actually noticed, I'm actually going to pull this one in here. Jason had actually noticed that the furnace, when he went into the mechanical room, was shooting off a ton of cold air, like out of nooks and crevices in the furnace. So when he came out, we were like, could you look at this for us? And so we turned on the fan, and he saw it, and he was like, yeah, that's common with this model furnace. And so he got some special tape and buttoned it up. So all that to say, we spent a lot of money on insulation, and hopefully, we'll find out tomorrow, but hopefully the basement will not be so cold for my mom. And it's already much more comfortable to sleep upstairs. The upstairs is now reading like 74, 75 when we have it set for 72. What do you think about them apples, mother? No basements here in Nevada. How do you heat and cool your sewing space? I have a separate mini split. It's a ductless HVAC called a mini split. And I control the temperature in here independent of what the rest of the house is set at, which is nice, because if I'm feeling a little hot because I'm working a little harder, I can have it nice and chilly in here if I want it to be. Looks like somebody asked me what foot I'm using on my sewing machine. This is just the default 1/4" foot that came with the Juki machine. Hey, Stephanie, welcome to the live stream. Good insulation makes such a big difference, not only in comfort, but also in utility bills. Well, we will find out how big of a difference it makes in the electric bill next month. Although the electric bill here hasn't been too horrible. But while the guys that came out and quoted, one of the guys that came out and quoted insulation, we did ask him to give us a quote for all the windows. And after we picked our jaw up off the floor, we decided we have had, some of them have only been just a couple of minutes. Some of them have been a day or longer. It's just not worth, like, we live in a wooded lot in the middle of a rural area of the county. So Jason and I have decided that we're done with home improvements for this year because we've bought some furniture, lots of furniture actually. Everybody has new beds. Mom has a new sofa and a new TV. We have a massive TV. We've renovated the garage. We've done a new bladder for the well, a brand new hot water heater, serviced all of the appliances. We had to fix the air conditioner today too. We've done lots of stuff to the house. So we're going to pause and we're going to save up some money between now and next year. And we'll revisit at the end of 22 or the beginning of 23 sometime. We're going to go for that whole house generator before we do windows because, y'all, we have a portable generator, but no. Like, no. Like, when the power goes out, I want to be like, oh, that's horrible. Let's just conserve fuel and not turn on these lights. But the air conditioning is still going to run. Yeah, so next year. Hey, Dale, thank you for joining. Thank you for subscribing. Moldy Lasagna. Love that name. I miss my basement since I moved from Connecticut to Florida. Delia says, we had our house done a few years ago and all the big ticket items is well replaced. Just ordered our windows for the house and get them in July. Once that is done, we will really see a difference. We've got windows on the list of things that we're going to do too, but it's been bumped for a whole house generator. Yeah, like the windows that we have, they're okay. They're a little drafty because they're the original wood windows, I think, from the house, but they're good quality windows. The biggest thing is we can't open them without propping something up underneath them because the springs in a lot of them are broken. But that's fine. We'll deal with that later. We're prioritizing the whole house generator first. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll do this one, and then we'll do, I don't know, how about this purpley? No, I don't want that one because it looks too much print-wise like this. I guess we'll go with this one. You can put heavier curtains on the windows if needed. Yeah, we can, but the windows aren't so drafty that it makes it unbearably cold or unbearably hot. The house is actually quite comfortable. It's more of, it would help with our energy bill a little bit. What are we making, Nikki says? I am taking 42 strips of fabric. They're 2.5 inches by width of fabric. And I am turning that into 14 strip sets of 3, which I will then subcut and use to make a bunch of 9-patch blocks. And then I'm going to build a quilt top out of, it'll produce 84 9-patch blocks. I'm going to take 81 of those and build a quilt that is 9 blocks across by 9 blocks down. The blocks should measure around 6 inches, which means the quilt should be 54 by 54 before you add any extra borders. Great way to do a scrappy square patchwork quilt. Grab a jelly roll and start sewing. I am only using 6 fabrics though, not a jelly roll. What about solar panels? Ooh, Terry, that's a great idea. We've been thinking about that too. We didn't think originally that we could do solar panels because of how much is here tree-wise, but then I was looking around our property and we've got, oh, did I run out of bobbin? Yes, but only at that much, like, that much. That's it. So let's get a new bobbin. I was actually looking around our property and I noticed we have lots of outdoor lights that light up around the building and stuff, and they're all solar powered. So we're obviously getting some solar power. So something we thought about. Oh, no, I still have bobbin. What the heck? What the heck, bobbin? What the heck? All right, let's try it again. Get in the hole. Get on the stick. But that bobbin is getting low. So I'm going to keep this out. And I got a little bit of oil right here. Let's just get that oil out. I don't want that on my fabric. Gosh. All right. Where did it go? Where be you? There you is. Right there. That's what I thought. Yep. There we go. Most of my neighbors have them. They save lots of money. We were thinking about that because when we were thinking about the whole house generator, backup power supply, whatever the case may be, we don't have the only utility, well, I guess cable. We have cable, but we don't have gas or anything, or city water or city sewer or any of that. So, which is a night and day difference from where we used to live. But since we don't have natural gas running to the house, we would have to put a propane tank in or dig up the property to install a natural gas line if we went with a normal generator. But we were thinking maybe a backup battery would be kind of cool because then it could siphon off electricity and we could do some solar panels to help charge those batteries. We thought that might be kind of cool. The only problem with that is you will eventually run out of a fuel source. So there's that. But I don't think we need like years of, I think we just need enough to get us through a week at most. Most of the time, just a few hours. And it's all about how much you actually use, right? Like if we have lots of batteries stored up, but we're not using any electricity, then it's a different story. Once I get all of my strip sets sewn together, we'll take a break and look at Facebook. Hi, Mimsy. Welcome to the live stream. All right, there's 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. We'll do that one and that one. Where do you live? I live in Northern Virginia. Generac has a whole house unit that will run for a week on diesel or propane. That's actually what we were thinking about. But in order for the house the size that we have, we would need to get an in-ground propane tank that holds a ridiculous amount and all this other stuff. Not a bad thing. Definitely part of the cost, part of the expense that we'll look at, but it's a down the road thing and it's a cost we're going to take on next year. We had a Generac when we upgraded. We went with Kohler. Keller. Thank you, Teresa. Don't forget to thumbs up, sub, ring the bell for notifications, comment, and share. Kindness is contagious. Be the light you hope to see in others. Please visit Becca's Mods. Yes, please visit Becca's Mods. Man, she must have that copied and pasted because that's a lot to type every time. Spoiler alert, I do the same thing, Teresa. I'm like, oh, and I got that from Colleen because I've noticed when you go to a live stream and she's there, she has a whole notepad like listed of like this and this and this and this and this. So I was like, that's a great idea. I'm going to do the same thing. I was thinking we might do a giveaway tonight. What do you guys think? I've got to go to the UPS store tomorrow when I get home from picking Mama up. And I thought I could put together a mystery package to send out. We haven't done a giveaway in a while, and I've got some stuff I could pass on. Gotcha, Tiff. Do you have just one thermostat for your house? Yes, we do. We have one thermostat. We actually talked to the gentleman that came out today about what it would take to zone out the home. And he was like, well, we'd have to tear apart a bunch of the drywall to get at the ductwork. And then we can put a second, like we can put another thermostat in. And apparently what that would do, unless we install a second furnace to power all that, which we're not really going to do, it would just like close off air ducts in the rooms that we don't want to cool or heat so that the other rooms get priority air. So we're just like, yeah, you know, we're good. Everything's fine. Like the insulation made a huge difference. The furnace doesn't have to work as hard. It's not pumping out as much air, leaking out the seams. And because it's not leaking so much air in the seams, we can actually get more of that air to where it needs to go. Hi, Shirley. Welcome to the live. She said, this is my first time catching you live. Welcome. I am sewing 42 2.5-inch strips of fabric into 14 strip sets of 3 so that I can make some scrappy 9-patch blocks. This is an excellent project to do with a jelly roll. And I am doing it with only 6 fabrics to see if it'll actually work. We're going to see. I think it'll look good, but I don't think it'll be as scrappy as I would like it to be. Getting down to just a few more strip sets to make. Mama Nancy is doing quite well, and she's still in the chat. Hello, Colette. Welcome to the live stream. That's okay, Tiffany. If you can hear me, if anybody needs you, I'll call you. Mama's legs are doing quite well. Barbara Jean says, Tiffany, she saw your YouTube today. So there you go. Now she hears you. Mama's going to be with me next Friday, but you won't know who else will be on the live stream with me next Friday. Tracy from the Sewing Channel. She will be here talking about scrum quilting. So make sure to subscribe to the channel and come on back next week. It's going to be a lot of fun. She's going to teach me how to make something with scraps. And I'm really excited to do that. And Mom will, of course, be here with us, just cheering us on. In fact, Mom's going to be binding one of the dozen quilts that I have ready to go. Surprise, Mom. We all know why you're really coming to visit. You got to bind these quilts. You're my little binding fairy. Oof. Hello, Kathy. What size will you cut it? Do you mean the strip sets? 2.5 inches by 6.5 inches. I will get as many 2.5-inch pieces off of each strip set as I can. I don't know exactly how many I'll get. I'll do the math in a minute. $40 divided by 2.5. I should be able to get 16 out of each strip set. Ooh, I ran out of the bobbin. Oh, wait, did I? That's weird that it like stopped sewing all the way down. Oh yeah, I did run out of bobbin. That's the top thread. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go again. Hello, Jim. Gloria, thank you for subscribing to the live stream. Or the channel, rather. Ba-da-ba-da-ba. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, bum. Psh, bum, bum. Come on, get in there. Yeah. Yeah. There we go. Click. Click, click, boom. All right, try it again. Here we go. Let me get this little, it's not little, this long top thread. Hello, Zoe. What's up? AirPods. AirPods? They're over there. I love the smell in here. Yeah? Mm-hmm. It smells like my farts. And mouth. Good night, Mary. Feel better. Bum, 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 bum. Bop, 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 bop. I stress when I sew. Sewing is supposed to be de-stressful. Come on now. I'm pressing with my fingers, pressing with my fingers. I only have a couple more to do. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. My pile's getting big. Ha ha ha. Let's go with those. What type of flooring did you put in your sewing room? Because I tossed my thread on the floor. We went with carpet. And it was, honestly, LVP would have been much nicer. I would have liked to have LVP or, goodness, a ceramic tile, like a heated ceramic tile would have been even better. But the reality was, for acoustic's sake, I really wanted the sound in here to be as damp as, like dampened as much as possible. So we went with carpet. We have a nice high-end Berber carpet in here. And I put my chair, which is on wheels, on top of a mat that's on the carpet at my desk. Plus, with it being nice, lush carpet with really nice padding underneath, when I'm standing at the long arm, I don't have to have a special mat because the whole floor is comfortable to stand on. But I do have to run the vacuum a lot. And you got to be very careful to not drop anything sharp, because that's just a disaster waiting to happen. I think a giveaway would be great. I think a giveaway would be great too. So we will open her up for a giveaway just a few minutes. I'm going to get through all the strip sets. And while I'm sharing in the Facebook group, we'll do a giveaway. And maybe we'll do a couple of them. Maybe we'll do a couple of them. Because I'm feeling kind of generous tonight. It'll be a mystery prize. I'll decide what I'm giving away tomorrow. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. How long did it take me to make my strip sets when in my head I thought it was just going to take like 15 minutes? Oh, an hour. Hey, Linda. Welcome to the live stream. I'm glad you're here. Oh no, Jose. No time for sewing at the moment. I am making lasagna. I am expecting a friend I did not see very often. I may have time to complete a project bag after. Awesome. Lasagna sounds great. Can you please send some to me? Rich said, very catchy tune. You're right. Dun 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 dun. Oh, jeez. Oh, Deb says, let's be honest, Becca, you are always very generous. Yeah, I know. One of my love languages is gifts, but I like giving them. I don't like receiving them. It's funny. I like to express love by giving things, but I don't like to feel loved by getting stuff. I feel very awkward when I receive stuff. I think that's a self-esteem problem, honestly. I don't feel like I'm worthy of it. Anybody else relate to that? Probably all of us. Oh my goodness. Oh. Moldy Lasagna said, I will be making 3 of your air popcorn bags for my grandkids. Awesome. Here's my tip to you after having used all of mine. Make sure to only do a 1/4 cup of kernels in the popcorn bag. and try to pop on like 2 minutes or less. And don't leave the microwave. Ask me how I know. And make sure to wash it between uses. Don't leave any extra oils or anything in there. No salt, no nothing. Aw, Deb, you are so kind. She says, you are so worthy. Tiffany said, except you love my gifts. Okay, yeah, all right. Maybe, I got a hair in my mouth, I feel like. Isn't that unbecoming to like pick at a hair in your mouth while you're on a live stream? Probably. Who cares? I can't wait for Mama to see her gift tomorrow. Is she still lurking in the live chat? Let's talk about her and see if she pops back up. Mom, are you packed? Probably not. Welcome to the live stream, Barbara. Sherlock So says, your tune overrode the what's up tune that was stuck in my head all day at work. Well, I'm glad I could be of help. You're welcome. Let me give you a different earworm. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, boy. Julie M says, I'm a school bus driver for elementary and middle school kids. I get gifts all year from the parents, and I know I deserve all of them. Yes, you do. Ooh, speaking of, school ends in like a week and a half. I got to make something for, I know what I'll make. I'll make some vinyl bags. Oh no, what is Ian sending me? Something that's going to make me laugh, I am sure. I think he just likes to watch my reaction to his messages live on air. Do we dare? Yeah, we dare. Let's just open that bad boy. He sent me a GIF. It's a GIF with a guy with a fox mask on, and it just says, what does the fox say? He just wants that song stuck in my head. Here you go. Here's a new one. Dee 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 dee. Oh, shoot. Y'all are funny. Apparently, Ian's feeling good enough to send funny memes. Ah. Claire says, yes, I can relate to that. Yeah, so I need to make something for Zoe's bus driver. She started riding the bus home from school every day. And I should make something for her teacher, too. Although I've not had really any conversations with the teacher. Although, I will say, I thought it was because the teacher was being lazy and snubbing me. However, after having talked with my friend Megan, who was a teacher, is going back. She was a teacher in this county, but took time off to have kids, and she's going back. So we'll just say is a teacher. She said that the county down here does things a little differently. So in the county that we used to live in, they had fall parent-teacher conferences and then spring parent-teacher conferences. And so I was expecting a spring parent-teacher conference, and I realized I never had one. I was like, man, this teacher's not on her game. And Megan was like, oh, no, we don't do spring parent-teacher conferences here. We only do it in the fall, and then we reach out if we need anything later in the year. And I was like, oh, well, I get lots of those emails, but I've never met the teacher face-to-face, had a phone call with her, none of that. So I do want to make her something. She has been kind in her emails, and, whether I think she's giving me the right amount of attention or not is not the right measurement here. It's whether or not she is giving each and every one of those children in this classroom the attention that they need. I am secondary. It's all about my kid. And I know that it is not easy to deal with 20, 30 kids on a daily basis, especially with all this pandemic stuff going around. Yeah. So least I can do is make her something. Put a little Starbucks gift card in there too. That'll be nice. I'll make her a little vinyl project bag, a little vinyl pouch, and I'll put maybe like a hand cream in there and a Starbucks gift card. It's right at the Starbucks gift card and maybe like a couple other gift cards, maybe like an Amazon gift card. Teachers love, from what I have heard, teachers love them some Amazon gift cards. It's a great way for them to buy supplies for their classroom when they need to. And it keeps the money out of their pocket. Little treat for her, a little treat for her classroom. Teresa said, I never wanted my mom to talk to the teacher. Bear Williams says it makes it hard to meet with parents face to face. The pandemic does. Yes, it does. I can completely understand that. Vicki McFarland wants to know about your popcorn bags. Also, someone suggested making the popcorn bags for the teachers. Oh, that's a great idea because I could make a whole pile of them and send them in. I like that. Look at Ian bringing all the chats to my attention when I'm too busy sewing. The popcorn bags. What do you want to know, Vicki? Type your question out again and I'll answer it. Oh, it looks like somebody else helped you. Sorry. I only have one more strip set to make, guys. And then we're going to do some sew and tell while we do a giveaway. And then I'm going to subcut and make, I'm going to subcut some pieces and I'll show you how I'm going to make my 9-patch blocks. And then that's it. Like I'm going to make as many as I can before, like, let's say 10:30. But I'm not going to finish the quilt on the live stream tonight. And we'll hopefully finish it over the weekend though. So if you want to know what it looks like when it is all done, great way to find out will be to follow me on Instagram because I love to post pictures and little short videos over on Instagram. My ID is SEWBECCA. Hello, Quiltessa. How's Cletus? Oh, you want to go that way? Fine, go that way. I don't care. Whatever you want. Whatever. I don't care as long as you're going one way. You can finish while I'm there. Yes, I will. You guys, I'm going to teach Mom how to use the long arm while she's here. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. My son got a Yeti coffee mug with a Starbucks card and Amazon card today, and he is a bus driver. I think that's a great idea. You know, maybe a nice Yeti cup with a Starbucks gift card in there will be great for the bus driver. I think she's a lady. I've actually only seen her once. A couple weeks ago when Zoe was an hour late coming home because of construction, apparently. This is my last strip set that I'm building. Cletus is awesome, she said. Quiltessa bought a Juki, same model that I did. And because I called mine Bubba, she said her Juki was Bubba's cousin and she named him Cletus. I love it. Woo! Barbara Jean says, yes, that's what's happening around all of us. Oh, gotcha. Okay, we're talking about something else. What model long arm do you have? Lauren wants to know. I have a handy quilter Amara on a 10-foot frame, and no, I do not have the Pro Stitcher, and honestly, I'm not really sure I have any plans to get one at this time. Claire says, Becca, are you pressing the seams into the center strip? For half of them, yes. The other half out, away from the center seam. Terry says, make sure the driver drinks coffee. You know what? That's a really good point. I just assume people can find something at Starbucks to get. Maybe it's a better gift to get, unless I know they like Starbucks. Maybe it's better to give Amazon gift cards. That's more practical. Tammy says, I get so many Starbucks gift cards and I send them away because I don't drink it. I just assume everybody does. I should just do Amazon. That'll be better. All right. That's our 14 strip sets. Dunkin', try Dunkin' cards as well. They always can eat donuts. Oh, that's true. Hello. All right, I'm going to heat up the iron and then we're going to do a giveaway. And while that raffle is running, we'll do a Facebook share and then we'll come back, press these, subcut them, and I'll make a 9-patch block, a few of them, so you can see how we're going to do it. And then I'm going to cut you loose to do the rest of it on your own. You're always going to have homework from Alive. I'm sorry, there's not much I'm going to be able to do about that. Let's give you my face camera because we are going to be here. Yay! I'm going to wipe my nose. Georgia says, I am a children's librarian. At the end of summer reading, my parents give me a Barnes & Noble gift card. Awesome. Amazon or Walmart, Lynn says. That's okay. Okay. Yes, Barbara Jean, they do have sweets there too. Check to see if your teacher has an Amazon wish list. You can buy something off it and it will ship to her. I will do that. I will do that. I will do that. Okay, let's giveaway. Let's go over to here. Dun 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 dun. Mystery package. Enterprise. Mystery package from SEWBECCA. Mystery gift. We'll say gift because maybe it's a gift card. Who knows? And we will set that for 20 minutes, which should be plenty of time for us to do a little bit of Sew and Tell. I'm going to refresh the group. And I'm going to go down to here. What? Look at that. What? Bernadine says, so yeah, brother, soft opening tomorrow. Anyone from Las Vegas going? I wish I was in Las Vegas so I could go. All right, the chat's going to go crazy with everybody getting your raffle ticket. So if you are new here, the way you get a raffle ticket, and actually let me just fix this so that, and y'all have a chance. I'm going to fix this for a second because I know there's been a few new subscribers tonight and I don't want to exclude you from the fun. So I'm going to go in and change the live settings so that you do have to be subscribed to type in the chat. I think that's a fair thing to ask for, but you can be subscribed, and then after a minute of hitting subscribed, you'll be able to do the command. So that is active now. So everybody that is subscribed to my channel for at least 1 minute should be able to get a ticket. How do you get a ticket? You do exclamation raffle. Let me cover a couple of things before I go and do the chat, the Facebook friends thing. Thing number one, you forgot. Oh, yes. You have to be here to get your ticket, and you have to be here when the bot calls your name. Once the bot picks a winner, I'm going to need you to type in the chat and acknowledge that you know that you won, and then it is your responsibility to email me before, let's say, 5 p.m. tomorrow night Eastern time with your physical mailing address, and I'll have your email address because you will have emailed me. We'll go over all of that stuff later. And if you want the details for all of this stuff, you can get it from my website. It's under, I think, about raffle info. It's all right there. But you have to be here to get a ticket. You have to be subscribed to get a ticket. And you have to be here when the bot calls your name to win. The raffle is going to go crazy, or the chat's going to go crazy. So I'm going to stop paying attention to the chat. And I'm going to pay attention to the Facebook group. Oh, yeah. If the bot doesn't tell you got a ticket, just pace yourself. Sometimes the bot gets shut down replying back by YouTube because it's going so fast. All right, let's get into it. Loretta Harpstead, I just finished this baby quilt for a friend. Looks like it was a great use of a panel. Love it. Claudia Pipes Simpson, this is under my needle today. So much applique for the back of this quilt. So many different thread colors needed, but it's great for a 5-year-old, so I know that he will. For a 5-year-old, so I know he will love it. But it's for a great 5-year-old. Got it. Okay, got it. Susan is doing some crocheting. Crocheted this the other day. It's Melanie Ham's coin purse pattern, which looks like a little lemon. That is super cute. And who would have thought that you could use yarn to make like a coin purse? I never would have thought to do that. Oh no, I'm gonna have to blow my nose again. Kelly Barrett, I've been blanket stitching the edges of these fused heart appliques. I have 2.5 of 4 done so far. I love it. Man, that's a lot of work. I made a set of coasters for the summer. They are 4-inch square. Those are really cute. Oh my goodness. Deborah, this is the African Queen's top. It's done. Now to get it quilted. Problem is I need the blocks quilted so they will pop without quilting going across their faces, trying to find the right spa long armor who has the inclination and time. Tiffany, check your email. This is in your email. Donna Forrest, since I've been out of the loop for a while, I thought I shared what's been keeping me away. Quilting, and a bag making project. These are the projects that Donna Forrest has been working on. I love them. Oh, look at those little baby churn dashes. No, they're not even churn dashes. I don't know what they are, but they're cute. Oh, I like this. Super cute. Love it. Oh, she used her decorative stitches to tie down the rickrack. Oh my goodness. She's done a ton of stuff. Oh, wow. I like that. And that looks like a really quick and easy, because the blocks are so big, that looks like a really easy pattern too. Oh, I love those. Oh my goodness. I think we're going through a book of Donna's projects. Yeah, I'm just going to keep going. I'm not going to be able to comment on every single one. There, we're back at the beginning. All right, let's go down to the next post. Oh, there's the bag again. We saw that. Gia says, vacay in the city, knitting on my Outlander shawl while watching Becca sew. Aw, let's see. What does she have? Oh, just like a picture effect. Got it. Love it. And we got that. We've gotten those. We've gotten those. We've gotten those. We have that one. And those. There we go. Susan, you're out. The second to the last star that I need quilt to quilt before I can sew the binding on this 1995 UFO. Oh, you're so close. I'm so happy for you. Are you hand quilting that? It looks like you're hand quilting it. Look, I see a little needle and a little trail of thread. Wow. I love it. Okay, we already looked at that one. Our one and only Teresa Louise finished this quilt of valor. I'm guessing it should be QOV. Yay. Oh, wow. Look at that beautiful quilting, Teresa. I love it. And I love how simple, like it's just red, white, and blue. You've got, if you break this down, right, you have strip sets that are red on the top and the bottom and white in the middle, and then just a bunch of sawtooth stars. The stars are white on a blue background, and you just, like, in varying sizes. That's great. I love this. I want to know where you got that pattern. Denise Hale, Practice for the Stars Above quilt from Shabby Fabrics. Let me pull this over here just in case I need to see something. Okay. There we go. Oh, wow, that's so cute. Here's another one. Or is that the same? No, it's another one. Lori Pinover finished this for my little nephew. Lizette Zayas updated to show the added borders. Janine, Free Motion quilted this cute little baby quilt yesterday. Just a bunch of swirls. Aren't swirls great? I love swirls. I think at one point I'm going to do a whole quilt in just big swirls that are just like touching each other. Buffy says, I finished the Sweetie this weekend. First quilt that I did the piecing and the quilting by myself. The batik fabric is for the top. Art East pattern. I love it. Little woolly mammoth. Stacy Harris, my 6th quilt, giving it to my sister. 3 nieces and 2 great nieces left to go. I love it. Is that a quilt as you go? I know it's a log cabin, but I see the sashing on the back and I'm wondering if you made this a quilt as you go. Anne Marie, I can't believe I finished this. I really didn't think it would ever happen. It's been my nemesis and my joy, one stitch at a time. And now it's done. Sew along from 2020 on 18 count white Aida with sulky floss. That's nice. Wow. Cheryl Saxon has 11 of her 12 blocks done for the Zach's box. I'm caught up too. I have 11 of my 12 done as well. Ready for block number 12 to hit. Let's do it. Tamala, I just got this off of her long arm. She quilted it for a client. Some nice geometric shapes. Shirley, also known as Around to It in the live chat, made 2 small quilts, and she is quilting the blue one tonight. Oh my goodness, Misty Dame is working on a pineapple quilt. Wow. Oh my goodness. And Thea is making my last tote bag for my girls' teachers as an end of year thank you gift. Karen said, my view while you sew. And Peggy Cox working on some spin me around blocks. This one is tricky because when using the fabric strips on the block, you make a strip of fabric strips. I found out the hard way. The first and last strips are supposed to be the same. That is, they should be the same fabric in order to outline the center block. You have to flip 2 of the strips over when sewing them onto the center block to get this effect. You make 2 identical sets that are cut in half to give you 4 pieces to sew onto the center in the square. Nice. More coasters. I love these little sailboats. They are for the lake people who visit a shop that my friend owns. If they're popular, I'll make more. I paper pieced these from a pattern I drew myself on graph paper. See? So talented. All right, we'll skip past that one. Delia, Making sure my sublimation ink is still good. Made myself a sweatshirt for the 4th of July. All American Mama. Love it. All right, let's refresh and see what else we have in the chat. Trying to figure what out. Oh, how did Peggy do that? Yeah, go study the picture. I'm not sure. I'm not sure I fully understood. It's hard to be able to explain it when you're seeing it. We got a member request. Let's get you in so you can post. Oh, looks like somebody already got you. Thank you. All right. Amy just finished quilting this beautiful white chocolate quilt. Felice Waters just needs to add a border. Oh, that's really pretty. I really like that. Rhonda, my first quilt top that I was always afraid to quilt, and now I'm almost done. That's awesome. Way to go. Katie, first couple of, okay, well, the picture's not there, so we'll keep going. Josie said, here's the meat sauce and the white sauce. I will get the cheese ready and then the lasagna together. My project bag is almost done. I love your project bag. I didn't sew anything this weekend, says Patty, because I'm moving. I did make and send 2 project bags for Ellen Campbell. Watch her YouTube opening it today. Note to self, tissue paper between vinyl is a good thing. Ooh, the tissue paper is a great idea. And also, let's just get Ellen's, let's just go ahead and get, let's get Ellen's channel. Here she is, Ellen Campbell. Let's put her channel in here if you guys want to check that video out. Over here. If everybody hasn't gotten their raffle ticket, now is a good time to do that. Okay. So, while we're waiting for the timer to keep going, Hot Dad Summer. Oh, you saw that, huh? I love that. It's all, you guys got to go watch it. You got to go watch Hot Dad Summer. Like, it's hilarious. I love Dude Dad and I love the Holderness family. Those 2 channels are great and they do collabs. Oh, it's awesome. You got to go watch it. Hot Dad Summer. It's not what you think it is. I'm going to get a bigger pressing mat for my tabletop. And we're going to take you to the overhead camera. Just like that. And for 7 of these, we want to press them so that the strips are going in towards the middle. And 7 of them, we want to press them so that the strips are going outside. And that's just going to allow our seams to nest a little bit better. If you wanted to take the time to press all these seams open, you could do that too. I'm cheating. I'm doing it my way. And because I finger pressed these mostly coming off of the machine, the seams should be sitting pretty much flat. That should be good. Okay, and then once they're pressed, I will fold them and set them over out of the way. So that's 1 going to the center. This is number 2. If you guys are making charity quilts for the Alaska quilt drive, this seems like it would be a pretty quick and easy sew if you were interested. And all you need is a jelly roll. I might add, if I were donating this as a charity quilt for Alaska, I would think about adding in some borders. All right, this one's already pressed. It's hand pressed so that the seams are going out away from the center block. I'm just going to keep it that way because I'm still building up piles for both pressed in towards the center and pressed out away from the center. There might be a couple where I finger pressed it in one direction and I need to go back in and change that, and that's okay. Ideally, I would have liked to be able to take these over to my pressing surface and laid them out and made sure that everything was really super nice and straight, but the reality is I can't do that in front of a camera. So we got to make do with what we have. So that is pressed out away from the strip set. So I'll put that over here. And the colors are beautiful, aren't they? These are pressed in towards the center. So this is number 3 for that pile. Jason told me the other day, he's been telling me this for a while, he hates the sound of hands running on fabric. And I'm like, I don't know who you are, but we cannot be married because I love that sound. It's like nails on a chalkboard to him, and I don't know why. So anytime I'm working on my design wall or I'm petting fabric to feel like the seam, or I'm finger pressing or something, he's like, ah! This is in towards the center. That's number 3. Diana says, I am thinking of making my own 2.5-inch strips to make it really scrappy. I think that'd be great. The Alaska Quilt Drive. Does it have to be masculine colors? Size, jelly roll race, okay. Jelly roll race is perfectly fine. It does not have to be masculine colors. I am going to do one, if you saw my So Yeah unboxing, the quilt that they gave to us, the project that they gave to us, and the fabric that they gave to us in the May box, I am actually going to make that because I feel like that could be a gender neutral quilt. I'm going to make a gender neutral one, but you don't have to. They just want to be able to cover people with blankets, so they'll take whatever you have. They don't want anything king size or queen size. They want no bigger than a twin. They want it to be, but they also don't want a bunch of baby quilts either, I think. So think a good throw quilt, like a nice size lap quilt. Keep in mind that you're donating this for a homeless person and they're going to have to carry that quilt around. So we don't want them dragging around a king size quilt. Although I think that would be great. Shame on you, Jason, right? For shame, for shame. Okay, this is pressed in towards the center as well. How many does that make now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one will be 6, and the next one will be 7. Now I'm going to have to change it around. Hello, Dawn. Welcome to the live stream. Just in time for a raffle. The Alaska quilt has to fit in a backpack, Laura says. Oh, okay, good to know. Good to know. I must have missed that. Think like a good size throw quilt. So this would actually be a really good size quilt if you do this scrappy 9-patch. Grab a jelly roll, that's all you need. Jelly roll race would still be okay. So this is 6. This one will be the last one where the seams are going to be pressed towards the middle. The rest of them are going to be pressed out. Has anyone used bamboo batting, or what are your thoughts on it? I love it, and it's the only thing I use for my own personal quilts. The bamboo batting from Dream Cotton is my absolute favorite. The drape on it is nice. It breathes really easily. It's lightweight. It keeps me, like, I don't like a lot of heavy blankets. I love it. It's my go-to. I buy it in bulk and I don't really keep anything else. All right, so that's 7. Now the rest of these have to be pressed outwards. So that is going to mean that I'm going to have to come in and probably finger press some, but that's okay. There we go. It won't take long. This is going pretty quickly. Cluck Cluck Sew does a pattern called Shortcake. It's her favorite charity quilt. Christine says, I use bamboo batting all the time. I love it. It drapes beautifully and is perfect in Florida. I would agree. I would tell you it's perfect in Virginia. I probably would not use it if I were sending a quilt to Alaska. I might actually splurge and get wool or something with a little bit more oomph, I guess. But maybe it would still be okay. I don't know. It's so breathable and the drape is just amazing. Wait. Nope. I need to press this one out. I think I finger pressed most of these in towards the middle. So I'm just going to run this down the middle and push the seams out. Dawn Denny says, oh, talk about batting. Spent the day price checking for a roll. Oh my gosh, the prices have gone through the roof. Yeah, they have. Ooh, Sheila mentioned that everybody likes gas cards now. That's a good idea too. With gas being so expensive, give somebody a fill-up for 50 bucks. Isn't that crazy? That's ridiculous. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna have to do these from the back. I was trying to do it from the front and forcing everything to lay over a little bit differently, and it just was not cooperating. So we will do this from the back side. Moldy Lasagna spent $650 on diesel today. What? Please tell me that was for multiple vehicles. Or maybe a truck or something. John and Kelly said $50 will only get me a half a tank here. Last time I checked, and I haven't filled up in like a week and a half, prices were like $5 a gallon. Are they higher than that now? $93 to fill my gas tank in your van. Oh my goodness. Oof. Dump truck. Got it. Okay. Woo. Colleen has friends who are farmers and they spend a fortune, she said. We have a Suburban. It now costs $200 to fill it. It's a 44-gallon tank. Oh my goodness. I bet everybody with the really big SUVs and stuff are probably just like cringing. Christine says gas is still under $5 in South Florida for regular. Dawn Denny says it's $4.92 in her area. Gas is $5.47 where Tammy is. In California, where Denise Hale is, it's over $7 a gallon. Yep, VR, get your raffle ticket. I think the raffle's still going on. Let me double check on that. Oh, it's done. I'll resume entries for a minute, and we'll pick a winner after I finish pressing all the strips. So if you haven't gotten a raffle ticket, now's a great time to do that. Oh, by the way, I told my teacher friend about the bus ordeal with Zoe, and she helped me find an app that apparently the county uses to track the buses. It's called Here Comes the Bus, and you put in your county, your school county code, and then your child's student ID number and their name, and like sign over their firstborn. You just got to put in lots of pieces of information to find the kid, and it tracks the bus. And when it hits a certain radius out from their bus stop, like I think it's like a 2-minute warning or something, it sends you a text that tells you that the bus is on the way. And you can map it, like you can see it on a map and everything. So yeah, like now I can at least be like, oh, well, if Zoe's not home yet and she didn't remember her phone, I can at least look to see if the bus ever came. Oh, technology. I still feel like they could have alerted people on that bus, but $5 plus per gallon in Ellensburg, Washington. My goodness. Hello, Sherry. Uber buses. I paid $5.01 on Wednesday. Thursday it was $4.79. Needless to say, I was not happy. Yeah, I could imagine. I would not be happy either. Although, if you just look at the, if you think about it this way, this is what I tell myself, and maybe it's a little frivolous, but I choose to try to find the positive in every situation. Sometimes you got to look really hard, but there's always something positive to even out of the worst scenarios. So if let's say it was $5 and then it went down to $4.80, that's 20 cents cheaper a gallon. But if you only have a 10-gallon tank, 20 cents times 10 gallon is $2. It's not that big of a difference. Now, if you're talking about a 500-gallon tank, maybe it's a different story. I would not be happy. All right. I have got all of my strip sets pressed. So before I subcut and show you how I'm going to build my 9 patches and then how those 9 patches are going to go together, I'm going to pick my winner. So, picture in, picture out. Boop, boop, boo. Yes, every parent. Terry says, I was the bus coordinator in a school. I stayed by the phone. When we got a call that the bus was going to be late, I called every parent on that bus. That's all it takes. Hello? Like, leave me a voicemail, something. Or answer the phone when I called you. All right. All right, let's pick our winner. Entries are closed, but don't worry. Don't worry, we're going to pick the winner. And it's been a while, so maybe you'll have a second chance. So our winner is Jonah Crutchfield. I just need to see Jonah Crutchfield type something in the chat. Oh, Lynn, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. Jonah. Do, 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 do. You guys like that little sound? I do. It makes me very happy. $3.49 in Huntsville, Alabama. 550 in Vegas. Hey, Huntsville. All right. Yeah, I'm going to drive to Huntsville to get gas. It's 12 hours away. Jonah Crutchfield, are you still here? Need you to type in the chat, please. Say something, anything. Come on, girl. Or dude, but probably girl. We'll give you another minute or two to reply. Who knows? Maybe you went to the restroom or something. We want to give you a little bit of a time to reply. Jonah, can you hear me? Type in the live chat. We need to hear you. Lost wages, yes. Raging smirk. Come on, Jonah. South Jersey, 469. The way I see it, gas may be crazy costly, but so many are dealing with issues so much more devastating. I agree. Okay, Teresa said she can't tag her. Okay. And it's looking like other people are having a hard time too. So we will give her until 9:55. That is 3 minutes, just to be completely fair. And if she is not here by then and hasn't typed anything in the live chat, then we'll just pick another name. So while we're waiting, let's get to subcutting. Whoop, whoop. So what I'm going to do, Mama is leaving the building. Good night, Mom. I'll see you tomorrow. So what I'm going to do is go over to the project camera, and I'm going to take, I don't need my pressing mat anymore for this, so we're going to move this out of the way, and we're going to subcut these. I need my ruler. You know what? This one will work. I don't know where my 6.5 by 12.5 is. Oh, yes, I do. I lied. It's right here. It's my favorite ruler. All right, so I need to cut 2.5-inch pieces off of this. So what I'm going to do is take my 6.5-inch by 12.5-inch ruler. I'm going to put a leader in my machine so that the needle doesn't come unthreaded while I'm flipping fabric around. There we go. So I'm going to cut off, I think I said 16 pieces that are 2.5 inches on this. So when I'm cutting this, I'm going to line up, if I can. If it's a little wobbly, that's okay. But I'm going to line up a line on each of the seams on here. And I am going to, did you cut all the strips the same size? Yes, 2.5 inches by width of fabric. Okay. The big thing is that we want to make sure that these are measuring. Is that right? Yeah, that's not right. That one's wobbly. That's a little wobbly. What did I do? So this should be measuring 6.5 inches wide, but I've got an area that's elbowed. So we're gonna cut it anyway. We'll see what happened. I'm gonna cut off a 11-inch section because I got my selvages here. And then I'm gonna go where my 10-inch marker is on that cut. Yeah, this one's like, wow, what happened there? I must have gone really wonky on this one, and I don't know why. But I have plenty of room to cut that out. This is a full 1/4 inch off right here, so I'm not going to use that piece. I have enough that I can clean this up. So what I'm going to do is cut off as many 2.5 inch wide by 6.5 inch pieces. I want to make sure that each piece that I cut is 2.5 inches wide, but the 3 pieces sewn together are 6.5 inches, because if they are not 6.5 inches, then I'm going to hit issues when I sew these together to make my 9 patch. So the ones that are good, I'm going to set in that pile. So 2.5 inches. This is 2.5 inch. This one I can probably do. These I can't. Jonah is there. Hi, Jonah. Donna with a J. Awesome. She's here. Great. I'm so glad you're here. I'm glad I waited for you too. Thank you. Email me with your mailing address at Becca@SEWBECCA.com. and I will get something out to you tomorrow. Why are these off so bad? It's like there was an elbow in the sewing. So right about here is where they start to come back. So we're going to go. This one's off a little bit. I might still be able to use them in the end. I just have to be very careful on how I do my piecing. So I'm just going to make a little pile of these, and then I'm not going to cut the entire strip set in the interest of time. I want to be able to show you what I'm actually doing here. So I'm going to take a few from this one. I'm going to take a few from the next one, maybe this one. And then I'll take the few from a third one down there. All right, now I'm going to pull. That's interesting. They all had the middle one that was the same. Both of them had the same middle one. So I want to change that. We're going to pull this one maybe. Or maybe. Doesn't even matter. Pull a couple over here. I'm cutting off a 5-inch piece of the strips that I'm working with, and then I'm subcutting that down into 2.5-inch pieces. Let's get, this one feels good. We'll pull this one. Nope, I don't want that one. Looking at the middle strip, because I happened to pick a couple where the daisy print was right here, was in the middle, and I don't want to just keep using that one over and over in the middle. So all right, now I've got some pieces cut, and what I'm going to do, do you love the Martelli cutter? I've had other rotary cutters, and I hesitate to make the change. I absolutely love it. Once I went to it, I couldn't, like, I'll never go back. What I'm going to do is pull, if I have to rearrange some of the seams, that's okay. We're just going to be okay with that. We're going to put this one in the middle. There we go. So this is what I'm doing. I'm pulling 3 of those strip sets that I subcut, and I'm trying to pay attention to where the seams are going. So you see this one is, the seams are going towards the middle. This one, the seams are going out, and this one, the seams are going out. So I need one where the seams are going towards the middle. This would be a good candidate. And honestly, it's not even that big of a deal. If you want to just change them, you can. That's going in towards the middle. So we could do that. That'll work. It doesn't matter. Because here's the thing. All these are going to end up touching each other anyway. So as long as I don't have 2 prints touching each other, I'll be happy. So that's all I'm going to get 2 prints that are going to touch each other over here. This is going out. I shouldn't overthink this. Let's not overthink it. Let's just sew it. We're just going to grab them and put them together, because here's what's going to happen. As we're building the quilt, we're going to have another 9 patch over here. I'm not going to be able to avoid, since I only have 6 prints, I'm not going to be able to avoid 2 prints ever touching each other. We're going to have instances where sometimes the prints are going to touch each other, but there's some variety and some interest going on here, so we're just going to go with it. We're just going to do what we can. So I'm going to try to nest these seams up. And then we'll have one side sewn on like that. And then we'll grab this one and put it on. And then all of these seams, you can really press them open, press them in towards the middle, whatever you want to do. It doesn't, because you can turn them around if they're not nesting, and if it's causing, I actually don't think it's going to cause so much bulk that it's going to be a problem. So just do whatever floats your boat, kind of. I think taking the time to press them half in towards and half out away from is probably just more work than I needed to do, if I'm being completely honest. So these were pressed out, 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 out. Okay. And then these were the ones that were a little bit wonky, so we're going to set those aside, and I'll only use them if I need to. I'm going to lay out some of these and cut so I can make a few more 9 patches, because the blocks, I feel like the blocks go together really, really quick. I feel like they go together super quick. So I'm just going to start subcutting. All right. Here is how, see, look, it's 1/8 of an inch off. It's fine, whatever. I've already made up in my mind that this is going to be a charity quilt, so we'll make it work. So I put 10 inches there, so I'm going to cut with that line on 7 inches. So I'm sorry, 7.5. And then on 5. And then on 2.5. And these are all going in towards the middle, so I'm going to put these in a separate pile just because it'll make my life a little bit easier to do it that way. Now I'm going to come in here, no sashing between the blocks. Nope, I want it to look completely scrappy. Now, if you wanted to make this a little bit bigger, you could totally do some sashing and cornerstones on this, and that will add to the sizing, and it'll distract your eyes from all of the chaos of the scrappiness. But my challenge for myself was that I was going to make this only using the 6 half-yard cuts that were in my cotton cuts box. So I cannot introduce any extra fabric. That's my challenge for myself. You don't have to follow the same challenge if you don't want to. Okay, it's 10 o'clock. I think I'm going to go probably another 15 or 20 minutes. I just want to make a few more 9 patches before we end the live stream tonight. Congrats, Jonna, like Donna. Donna with a J, got it. Donna with a J. Patty, is the Queen on Netflix good? She said the Queen refused to invite her to her Jubilee, so she's stuck watching the Queen on Netflix. I've seen that pop up, and I was interested in watching it. You'll have to let me know what you think. I finished The Gilded Age, so I'm looking for another series to binge. Okay. Is there out? Okay. You could frame them in white for square and squares on point. That'd be nice, yeah. Do some triangles around all four sides, and then it would set it on point. That'd be really nice. The Crown, can hardly wait for season 5. I'll have to go watch it. I really liked The Gilded Age. I also watched, there's a new Downton Abbey movie out that I need to watch. I do like Downton Abbey, but what was the other one that I watched? The Gilded Age. It was, season 1 was good, season 2 was not as good. What was the one, you guys were here. I said I watched it. It was like Downton Abbey, but it wasn't. Oh, come on, somebody's got to know this. What was it that I watched? I don't remember. Can't remember the name of the show. But I know if somebody puts it out there, it'd be like, yes, that was it. Have you seen the movie American Underdog? It's a really good movie and it's a true story. No, I haven't, but you know what I did watch that was a really good movie and I think a true story? Greyhound with Tom Hanks. I watched that while I was laying on my deathbed yesterday. And by deathbed, I mean the couch because I had no gumption and I wasn't feeling good. Bridgerton, that was it. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, Bridgerton. That was it. Season 2 was not as good as season 1, just saying. But I did watch them both, and now I'm waiting for season 3. Is there going to be a season 3? When the Heart Calls. My mom watches that. Oh. My mom loves that show. When the Heart Calls. Bridgerton. Bridgerton. Ah. I want to know how YouTube knew I was watching Bridgerton. Because I watched it, and then as soon as I was done watching the whole series, because there's only like one season right now, as soon as I was done watching it, you know what started popping up in my YouTube feed? All of these videos on YouTube about the mansions from the Gilded Age. No, not Bridgerton, when I was watching the Gilded Age. As soon as I was done watching the Gilded Age, I got all these videos about high society and the mansions in New York City during the Gilded Age. And I was like, wait, what? Oops, almost cut my ruler. Now, if you could just get Brody to say it right. Oh, in Brody's defense, it is hard to remember all of the names and how everybody pronounces them. I try, but I know I'm going to goof it. So I ask for your forgiveness in advance because I will probably not remember it, but Usually if I sit here singing your name for the better part of 5 minutes, no, I'm not going to mess it up. Ooh, Stargate. Gloria loves science fiction. She just finished Stargate. All right. All right. I'm going to make some more 9 patches because I can. Let's go with this one and that one and this one. Yep, we'll do this. That's nice. I'm not going to over stress about any of these being next to each other because when I put the 9 patches together, I'm going to eventually hit a spot where some of these fabrics are touching the same print, and we're not going to worry about that. I could sit here all day obsessing about the placement of fabrics and overthinking it, and then the quilt will never get done. So we're just going to do it. See, I have 2 fabrics together right there, and we're not even going to worry about it because in the end, it's going to all come together just beautifully. And I do think with these digital prints looking like batiks, there's so much visual interest going on and there's a lot of variety in each piece that each 2.5-inch square, even if they're the same print and the same color, there's still enough difference there that it's going to look a little different. Because like, see this one? This is the same print, but there's ombre, there's some ombre-ness, some gradient going on. So we're not going to worry about it. We're just gonna make these. And then I can always turn them around and stuff when I'm putting them together. Look, that's what my 9 patches are going to start looking like. I'm going to make a couple more. I'm not going to make too many because I don't have all my strips subcut yet. Just want to grab 3. I'm going to do the last row on this one, so I will have 3 blocks put together. Ba, ba, ba. I am trying my best to nest the seams so that the points come together really nicely, but this quilt is going to be so busy that it's not going to matter. If your points don't exactly line up, if you're using a print that's busy like this, don't worry about it. Just make it scrappy, put it together. There we go. I'm going to press these while I'm thinking about it. We'll start on my Alaska quilt shortly. Awesome. Yes, this is going to be a super beautiful quilt, and I can't wait to get it loaded on the long arm. I wonder if I should give myself a little bit of freedom to put a border fabric on here so that I don't have all these little pieces around all 4 sides of the quilt. I think I will. I think I'll allow myself some yardage for the border, but since I know what this is, wouldn't it be great if I got one of these beautiful prints that maybe isn't in the 6 fabrics that I have represented in my main quilt? I got a different print from the line to do a nice thick border around the outside. I think that would be gorgeous. Hi, Christy. Is that? So here we go. Looks like it will sparkle. It will. It will. I thought I was going to give this as a donation for a charity quilt, but I think this might not be going to another home. This might have to be like a family and friend quilt or a Becca quilt or maybe a subscriber quilt. Maybe that would be a giveaway one time. Wouldn't that be great? Look at that. How beautiful. There we go. And there's not going to be so much bulk that if I put two together and the seams are going in the same direction, it'll be okay. We're just going to go with it. We're not going to stress about it. We're going to let the scrappiness of how things just lay out be our guide. We're just going to let fate take its course here. If you grabbed a jelly roll and you have 42 different fabrics or 21 or 30, obviously you're going to have less of an issue with that and you might be able to actually switch it up. However, I only had 6 fabrics to work with, so I'm going to hit that issue. We're just going to cut all these up, and I will probably spend some time tomorrow getting the rest of these sub-cut down. I will start putting my blocks together and we'll see where we go from there. Christy P said maybe something to keep for yourself, or maybe something to keep for myself, but also maybe something to give to one of you. That would be a fabulous idea. Go for it. I just finished my Alaskan quilt. Brody is going to long arm mine. I hope I get to see it when it's all put together, and I was glad to have it out of my house. They are beautiful colors, Christy. I agree. All right. I am done for tonight. Let's do one more share in Facebook in case anybody else jumped in there and shared an item that they were working on. I would love to give you credit and recognition for what you worked on tonight. It's always nice for me to see what you guys have been working on because it feels like I've been sewing with you when I get to see what you've done. So we're just going to go through this really quick. Trish Duart, she just finished this quilt for her friend's daughter. She is graduating from UCLA. Their colors are blue and gold, and their mascot is the Bruins. The quilt pattern is Dancing Bears from Donna Robertson's new book. I love that. Cheryl Saxon, we already saw this one. We saw this one with Peggy. Yeah, we saw Karen talking about her little... Oh, here's a new one. Working on this for my granddaughter. Didn't Teresa Louise do a quilt with that panel? That's gorgeous. I feel like she did. That's really pretty. We saw this earlier. Oh, Diana Barker made this for her great nephew Henry. Look at all those cute little elephants. We saw that earlier. Tammy, what was Nia? First free motion quilt. You did an awesome job. Look at that. Good job. And it's done. And it's going to make you very happy and very cuddly and very warm. Gloria, when you can't find a creeper, you make your own. Yes, 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 yes. We saw this one earlier. Oh, wow. Jelly roll sizzle. I love your purples, and I love how that white pops against the purples. I did the same thing with a red and green, pink and green quilt top, and I used white as the accent, which the white just popped. I wished I would have made it bigger, but I only had one jelly roll, so I couldn't. We saw that already. Katie says, first couple of rows of a quilt for my nephew. He picked the colors. He loves geometric patterns. Talking to my aunt, and I forgot to post the picture earlier. There you go. And we saw this earlier. Oh my goodness. Jess Bentley working on this UFO. It was to be for my dad's birthday, February 28th. Well, needless to say, hope to have it done by Father's Day. I'm going to try to learn how to use panels and just making it up and try to design as I go. I love it. Misty Dame, a couple of things I finished this past week. Those are really pretty. I like the Aztec-y looking blocks going around the border, kind of picking up the sky color. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. Circle of Friends I made for my quilt chapter banner. I love that idea. Circle of Friends block. I need to write that down. Circle of Friends. Circle of Friends. I want to make that. Okay. Oh, we saw that earlier. I saw that earlier. It made me hungry. Cheryl Curley working on a DWR double wedding ring quilt for October 1st wedding. Lots of work. Girl, you have got your work cut out for you. October 1st of this year. Susan Timchak stitching greeting cards using my embroidery machine for an upcoming craft show. That's a lovely idea. Aww. Wendy said, Becca, my 31-pound cat is too big to curl up like yours. So this is how he sleeps. Oh, pretty kitty. Using up some scraps to make a tulip block that looks like the Missouri Star tulip pattern. I love that. We saw this one earlier. Saw that. Saw that. Saw that, Tiffany. Still check your email. All right, I think we're getting down to all the things that we already saw. So let me just refresh one more time. One more time. Gonna celebrate. All right. Susan Jacobs, signature quilt for my sister's step granddaughter's graduation. Hold on, let's see. Sheila, we got you in. So if you want to post a picture, we'll share it tonight. Gia is still knitting. Oh, wow, Donna, my first quilt show, and I took first place. Thank you for being part of my quilting life. It was quilted on her mid-arm. Oh, Donna, look at you. Oh, I love it. Good job. Nice. So nice. Gosh, that's huge. Nicely done, Donna. Nicely done. And by the way, that cardinal block is awesome. I actually have that pattern downloaded because my mom wants me to make her a mini quilt with a cardinal in it, and I've been thinking about making that. Oh, Donna, Donna. Yes, and give you a little heart there. That makes me happy. By the way, Donna has my old mid-arm. And she is going to town on that thing. We just finished this one. We saw that. We saw this. We saw this. All right. One more time. Gonna celebrate. All right. Here we go. Gail tips for my great-grandson. Oh, I love it. And then the signature quilt for her stepdaughter's graduation, step-granddaughter's graduation. And I think that's it. I think that's it. I don't think I have anything else. Let me just new post just to make sure I haven't missed anybody. I'm just going to scroll, and I've seen all of this, which means you have seen it too. By the way, those swirls are awesome. And I love that teal with the yellow. That's gorgeous colors. All right, yeah, I think I've seen all of this, which means we're going to stop. We're going to stop scrolling. It's okay. We're going to stop scrolling. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. All right. That's all I've got for tonight, guys. Thank you for hanging out with me. Highly recommend this project. Probably something that's not going to be done in 2 hours. I would set aside maybe 4 or 5, possibly 6, but it's definitely an afternoon quilt top that you can get done. And like I said, I think this is going to be absolutely gorgeous if you grab a jelly roll and you have all of the prints and an entire line to show off in a quilt. You can make this any size you wanted to, by the way. If you have yardage, you could cut the strips into 5-inch squares and do the same thing. You're just going to piece your strip sets in sets of 3 and then pair them up just like I showed you. Thank you so much for, okay, hold on. Oh, sure. Katie says, I was wondering if I can see a picture of the finished quilting on the Alaska quilt top when you are done with it. Absolutely. But if you are okay, type in the chat, let me know, and I can show people the quilt top that you sent to me. I'm hoping to get that loaded on the long arm this weekend so that I can get it mailed off. So I'm going to wait for Katie to let me know if she's okay showing that quilt top off. So you'll see now what it looks like, and then probably on the live next week or the week after, probably the week after, I'll show off what the quilted one looks like. And while we're waiting for her response, Reen Romano says, opinions, please. I have a turquoise jelly roll, and I want to match with either white or a black solid to make the jelly roll race quilt with the same colors between. What is your choice of black or white? I have been really into black with jewel tones lately. So there you go. Katie says I can show it. So I'm going to go grab it. It's right over here. I got to open it. I haven't even seen it yet. So this is a first. But it does have my home address on it. So I'm not going to bring the envelope over. I'm just going to cut it off camera. Ooh, she double bagged it so that nothing would happen to it. Here we go. So Katie put together a quilt top for Alaska. And she asked me if she sent it to me if I would quilt it for her. And I told her I didn't know if I would be able to get it done this year, but I would try. But I feel like I can get it done, so I'm going to try and load it on the long arm. I told her not to worry about the backing fabric. I have plenty that I can use. So she's got a scrappy quilt here. And this is scrappy jelly roll race that she has put together. I don't even see what it looks like. I got to look in the camera. Oh, so cool. Look at that. I'll give it like that. There you go. So yeah, I'm going to probably load this on the long arm today. Or I'm sorry, not today, this weekend. And then I'll get to quilting it. And then once it's done, Katie, I'll definitely send you some pictures. I'll probably share photos / footage on Instagram as I'm working on the long arm. It's so hard for me to do a live stream from the long arm because the camera shakes and ain't nobody got time for that. But I have been recording footage of me practicing some stitching. So make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Make sure you're following me over on YouTube if you want to see any of that footage, any of the video or photographs. Thank you all. How in the world was that done? I love that. Okay, so Katie said she cut all those strips from mystery fabric that she got from So Yeah. They are cut 2.5 inches wide, and she just used them to put together a jelly roll race. Instead of using a jelly roll, she just used scrap 2.5-inch strips of fabric that she had. Okay, that's all I got. I could sit here and talk all night, but I gotta go get my mom in the morning. So, you know how it goes. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here because I'm ending the live. And I think I have been lurking in YouTube after my live streams. I think Beth from Goody Goods has been doing live streams after me on Friday night. So I don't know if she's here in the chat or maybe already over on her channel live. Go check her out. If not, go check out one of my moderators. They all have plenty of videos for you to watch. I'll see you guys all real soon. Bye.